This is going to be fun. Hey toy fans, so I'm bringing you another review here. Really super excited about picking this one up. I have been wanting this particular vehicle since I was a kid. Now I absolutely love this movie, and it was one of those movies that I begged my dad to let me see at a young age. I got to see some of it, and as soon as I saw this tank, I fell in love. Recently, I picked this. Now, this is the Xenomorph Attack by Lanard Toys, okay, and this is part of their Alien collection. It is a Colonial Marine with the pulse rifle and the advanced APC tank. So I've been wanting this since a child, seeing this on screen. And so we finally get it in this collection. I picked this up for cheap, $4.50 to be exact. They're being clearanced out right now at Walmart because they're doing a new scale of Alien toys. So we'll see more of Lanard Toys coming up here pretty soon, but we're gonna get to review this now. So let's find out if this thing is firing on all cylinders or if it really is just game over, man. Alright, and this is our Alien Collection Xenomorph Attack. It is the advanced APC weapon of the Colonial Marines. With this packet, it looks at first glance like you're getting kind of an attack pack with a vehicle, a Colonial Marine, and an alien. But the alien inside the package is nothing more than a cardboard cutout. You have to get another set to get an alien out of it. So there's some of it that's a little bit of a bummer about this on the get-go, but look at that APC. This is what we've all been kind of waiting for a very long time, and this harkens back all the way to the Kenner days when we had the Aliens toys. Now, if you look on the box, you get a nice visual display with the APC in it, one Colonial Marine with a pulse rifle, and then this beautiful artwork. Every aspect of this is done in illustration style, which kind of makes it feel more like this is really meant to come from the comic book, but we are pulling from the actual mythos and the 20th Century Fox property of Aliens here, because that APC is pretty much on the design itself, what it looks like from the movie. Going to the top, we got some more illustration with an alien on it. On the side, we get a few little blurbs about it: advanced APC, rolling wheels, and top loading. On the back, it gives us some more information about it. Now, this is Xenomorph Attack with the APC vehicle. So we get a thing that talks about rotating top cannon and a multi-figure cabin that opens from the top. You can put them in that way. Now, if you look to the other side, you get to know your Xenomorph. It shows the different types of size of Xenomorphs and types from the universe. And we get a little bit of blurb about the Colonial Marines and what they do. Going from there, you get another piece of artwork with the alien on the side, which is really nice. I was really debating on whether I really wanted to pull this one out of the box because they are displayed so nicely. And this is one of those that you're going to see with pretty much all of the Alien Collection toys. Now, they currently have a new run of toys that are more like a 6-inch scale. And I think that's the scale they're going to be trying to go for now. These are more than 3 3/4 inch. 3 3/4 inch were all displayed this way, and these are going on clearance, so they're going to be a little bit harder to find. The new ones, however, are going to be a lot easier to put back in the box. I don't think this will be as easy of a process. Now, that's the box. It's not going to tell us anything else about it. Let's open it up and see what's inside. And this is the APC tank outside of the package, along with the Colonial Marine and the pulse rifle. Now, a few things to note here. The Colonial Marine is very simplistic, and I don't think that he is really the focal point for this playset. I say that loosely, it's really just a packaged vehicle that's packaged really well with an action figure. Let's go ahead and knock him out, because I think I'd much rather spend more time on that APC, which we've all been kind of waiting on since we were kids. Now, with the Colonial Marine, he only has 5 points for articulation. So he has a swivel head, swivel arms, and swivel legs right at the hips. No waist articulation or anything else. And he's simplistic in that he's kind of a generic figure, much like kind of the core or the ultra core figures have been for Lanard Toys in the past. He kind of falls in a suit with that. There's some obvious things that kind of make him seem like he's a Colonial Marine, including the helmet with the eye gear and the the antenna and the actual mic, including the shoulder armor, which the Colonial Marines have. But other than that, he really is just kind of a remake of some of the other figures they've had in the Ultra Core line. Now, that pulse rifle is pretty generic. It doesn't actually look like the M418 pulse rifle, but, you know, I'm not counting too much. Now, with that, he does sit very well. There's nothing hindering his articulation in any way. The head does go all the way around. So, for being only a 5-point articulated figure, he's pretty articulatable. One weird thing to think is that his hand is turned this way, so I guess he can fire like this or turn it, I guess, to the side to turn it that way. I really felt like maybe this arm was meant for a motorcycle or some sort of vehicle that he would have his hand on. Now, let's get him out of the way, and let's look at the main event here. Now, with this APC tank, if you look at the scale between him and the tank, obviously there's some scale difference. It's not really a 3 3/4 inch scale like we would want, but there are some really good things on this that make it stand out and make it kind of worthwhile getting. The front does have a rotating cannon, and it rotates pretty much all the way around, except for when it comes back onto the vehicle. It does have 4 free-rolling wheels, and the wheels kind of jot move a little bit because of the ridging on the tires, so it does kind of make some little grinding noise. You have a rotating cannon on top, and that does rotate all the way around, so you've got 360 degrees worth of rotation. One thing to note, they do have the track on the back, but this doesn't roll back so it can get under low clearances. It's going to stay on top no matter what. Now, in order to get our figures in and out, in the movie they went through this side door. Now, this side door is actually sculpted on. There's no way in this right here. However, your door to get in is a hatch on the top, which I thought was kind of a nice trade-up. Can't get it in to the side. Let's go from the top. I think it works out nicely. Inside. Now, inside you do have some sculpting in there, which is really nice. You've got the chair, but there's no console in the front where they would be steering. So after you put your person in, that's going to be it. However, in the back, you do have a whole console, which is like Gorman's console, which would have the screen with several of the people on it. It's kind of hard to see. There's some sculpting on the keyboard, and there's another area where we could have probably had another screen or sticker for a screen. So, customizers, this might be a good one for you to have. We also end up having one more seat there on the side to sit a figure, and then a lot of kind of empty space in the back that I really felt like maybe we could have done something with that. Have the back open, or just have it besides for just empty space. It seems a little bit of a waste. Now, with it open, you take your figure, and he does sit in nicely with plenty of room to spare here or even on this side. Close it down, guns forward, he's ready to go. Now, there's really not much else on this. I mean, the sculpting on the outside is downright beautiful. The windshield's nice, but probably could have used a little bit of color there. The stickers on it are absolutely perfection. I love all the stickers, including that they have a Sulaco sticker on the top, the gun here, and the USCM Colonial Marines USS Sulaco. This thing is sculpted beautifully, and it looks really nice. Just kind of wish the scale was a little bit bigger, and the figure might have had a little bit more to it. But that's the toy. So that's the APC tank. You know, some good notes on this is that the look of it is perfection. I mean, it really looks the part of the tank. And I remember as a kid, I wanted this tank so bad. I had some Laser Force toys, I think, by Gay Toys, that had a big truck thing that had a gun on top that I used as my APC tank, because we never got one. Even in the Kenner line, you know, we had some vehicles that were similar, but not this. I mean, we didn't get this until now. I'm not a big fan of the scale. As a display, this works fine, and I love having this actual tank in my collection, but having it as a 3 3/4 inch scale just doesn't really make sense. I think that if this had been scaled down to really small figures, that would have been a little bit more. I think that would have made more sense. Maybe even having this whole hatch go back and the top being a playset. But for what we got and for the price, because Lanard Toys, I mean, they're not too expensive. These sets were about $20 when they came out, so they're not badly priced. If this had been Hasbro and it had been to scale, we'd probably be looking at $70, $80, maybe even $100 to have something quality. So for what you get, it's nice. I got this at Walmart. I actually got on clearance because these are going for clearance right now. I got this for $4.50. I know I've seen some tags for some things at $7 or so. This one I got for really cheap. So if you go out and find one, good luck and congratulations, because when I went back to look for more, there was nothing else. So this has been the only one I found on clearance. Kind of makes me wish maybe I'd have picked up a few more beforehand. So Walmart, $4.50. For price here, I'm gonna give it $1 sign, because for what I get, it's pretty cheap. Even at $7, I think it would still been $1 sign. I could see this, maybe 20 was a little bit much in my opinion for the figure and the vehicle that we got. I could have seen this easily going 10 to 12. But I think 20 was pushing a little bit. Now, I will admit the package is amazing. And this is one of those that if I ever decide, it did slide out of package. I could probably always put it back into package. And it's actually held on with a couple of screws here. So it can easily go back in and just band the figure back up on its little stand. So with that, I mean, I'd say that it's well worth it. I think it displays better in the box than it does on its own, especially with the figure out. But if you have the figure up and you just want to have this on your shelf, it's an obvious Aliens nice throwback, and it's pretty good looking. Out of stars, would I say this is worth it? I'm going to say yeah, but I'm not going to rank it very high, because what we're getting, again, it's a battle between the cost of what we got, what I'm wanting, and what we're presented with. With this one, I'm wanting, you know, the Aliens APC tank to do more. I'm wanting it to be more to scale. I'm wanting this to slide back. I'm wanting this door to open. We're not getting that at the cost that we got it at. Instead, we've been given this, which is pretty simple. It's got, you know, rotating wheels, rotating guns, and an opening hatch with 2 seats in it. Do I think it could have been better? Yeah, but at the same time, for what we're getting on a budget, I think it's good. So with that in mind, I'm actually going to go 3.5 stars. I think in package, 4.5 stars. I'd like to have seen the scale better between the figure and this, but it's not bad, but it's not that great. So for me, 3.5 stars for this toy. I think it really was meant for kids, even though collectors were wanting to get it. So 3.5 stars. It's still well worth getting if you can find it on clearance. Okay. Now remember, they're not dolls. They're action figure APCs. Now we just need the drop jet. Slide this up into. This episode of Tay Ray Gun was sponsored by Marvin Dog Media. To learn more about Marvin Dog Media, visit www.marvindogmedia.com. If you liked the video, be sure to hit that like button. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Comment down below to let YouTube know that you like what I'm making. And be sure to hit that bell notification so you get updates to future content.